What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Game Over Gherkin Man. Welcome back to Dark Souls. Welcome to what will be the first episode of the Artorias of the Abyss DLC, the only DLC for Dark Souls 1. Of course, we're playing the Prepare to Die edition, which came with it built in, but that's neither here nor there. Of course, we have to get to the DLC, and that's going to be a little easier because we got that broken pendant from up in Seat's Fortress. We need that in order to get in here. And where are we going? We're going to go back to where we rescued Princess Dusk from that golden golem. Because of course we are. Because nothing's ever easy. Although it's actually, I think, getting to the DLC in Dark Souls 1 is actually less complicated than getting to the DLC in Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 and the Scholar of the First Sin, in order to access the DLC, you have to go through all kinds of wickety-whack craziness. But, yeah, Dark Souls 1 DLC is more complicated than most games, absolutely, but certainly not as complicated as Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 3 took it in a very, very basic direction where you can just warp there. It just accesses it through the bonfire, which is my preferred method, but does feel a little un-Dark Souls-like in some ways. But that is neither here nor there. Let's make our way, and I'm making you watch me go the whole way, because I'm a jerk like that. But yeah, this DLC might run for quite a few episodes, maybe, oh, I don't know, I'm not going to predict how many. I'm assuming at least 5 episodes, but we'll see, because there's a few distinctive areas to the DLC, as well as a few bosses. Two compulsory bosses and 1 optional boss. That optional boss is a fun time, I personally feel. Nah. I don't need to kill these guys, I'm just doing it because shits and giggles. Why not? Ha! That was great! He was in midair. One shot. One shot, so this does as much damage to these guys with a light attack as my Boulder Side Sword does to them with a heavy. That's kind of cool. Alright, we need to make our way all the way to the other side of this lake. So we very slowly make our way through. What rings do I have equipped, by the way? Oh, I still have the Rusted Iron ring on from when I was exploring Sen's Fortress, that's right. Yeah, this DLC is pretty good. It's definitely better than anything in the second half of the base game. And I will say all the DLC I've played for the Dark Souls game at least. I haven't played Bloodborne, but I know its Old Hunters DLC is very well regarded. The DLC for Dark Souls 2 is probably better than anything in the base game for the most part. It feels much more like the original Dark Souls than what the base game does. Dark Souls 3, I haven't done the DLC yet. As of this recording at least. What do we got here? So you can see we've got this weird thing that follows us. Very much like in the old Duke Nukem games when you play multiplayer and it always faces the same side. Alright, let's examine this. Welcome to the Sanctuary Garden, eh? Interesting. Oh, sorry, there's 3 mandatory bosses in the DLC and 1 optional one. This boss coming up here, he's pretty fun. He's a pretty fun time. Straight to business, really. You just come straight in here and it's like, bam, boss time. The Sanctuary Guardian. Ow. You can cut off his tail as well, if you're good. He's quite a good boss, actually. He's got some pretty cool attacks. I don't know if I'm better off doing him with or without the shield, but I'm going to keep my shield up just in case. While he's flying around like this, he will shoot out electricity, and if that hits the water that you're in, or the where you're at, it will actually hurt quite a bit. Oh, snap! Oh, I wish I could cut off... I hope I can cut off his tail. That would be great. cut off his tail, you actually get to use that... Ow. You actually get to use that scorpion tail as a weapon, which is kind of cool. Yeah, so you can see there, like, I got electrified just for standing in the water. Man. So he's not doing terrible amounts of damage to me, but... the hard part's just hitting the fucking bastard, because he's so fast. He moves around so much. Oh, yes! I got the Guardian Tail! Fucking awesome! You're almost down. Not a tough boss by any means. Well, depending on your build, I suppose. You might be a tough boss if you have a build that ain't great, but... down they go. You got humanity? Let's have a look at his soul and see what it says. We'll have a look at that weapon we picked up too, because it's legitimately pretty awesome. It's not like a great weapon to actually use, but it's very, very cool. Conceptually. Soul of the White-Winged Lion Sanctuary Watchkeeper who dreaded the spread of the abyss. The Guardian exhibited traits of several animals other than lions, suggesting that it was no ordinary beast, but rather closer to being known as demons. So, yeah, there's no real heavy lore attached to it, but it is interesting that it isn't anything specific. Except we've got the Guardian Tail here, which is a dex weapon, which is kind of neat. It's a whip, which is kind of cool. Sliced tail of the Sanctuary Guardian. That's flexible, spiked, and highly poisonous tail would make a rather obnoxious weapon. So if I swap this thing out, like this, you can see. That's neat. That's such a fun idea. But it's also kind of shit. Well, I'm sure someone out there has found a practical way of using it, but not me. No. You can enter through here. There should be another bonfire, I believe. Yes. Ulseal Sanctuary. And there's a little mushroom over there. This one looks different. It doesn't have arms. Is that enough to level up? It is. Oh my god, we almost got max vitality. Madness. What's up, mushroom?
Well, look at this one. From what faraway age hast thou come? Thy scent is very human indeed, but not intolerable. Ah, Princess Dusk's savior. Thine aura is precisely as she described. I thank thee deeply for rescuing Her Highness. But Princess Dusk is here no longer, snatched away by that horrifying primeval human. And so I must ask, couldst thou once more play the savior? Thank you. I am Elizabeth, guardian of this sanctuary. Something of a godmother to Princess Dusk. I shall assist thee to my utmost, for I am one with the sorceries of Uruseel. Thou shalt see further on, an abyss was begat of the ancient beast, and threatens to swallow the whole of Uruseel. Knight Artorias came to stop this, but such a hero has nary a murmur of dark. Without doubt he will be swallowed by the abyss, overcome by its utter blackness. Indeed, the abyss may be unstoppable. Still, I have faith that Princess Dusk may be rescued yet. Thou shalt see...
Alright, that's what she's got to say.
May the flame...
Normally I'd call this an episode, since we just beat a boss and, you know, there's the next areas down here, but I'm only recording for 9 minutes. So I might do half of the next area, and then the next time we'll do the other half, and, the boss for this particular next little area. Because there is quite a bit of exploring to do in here. So if we run through here, we will find ourselves... I'm going to get out my... Except this place might look a little bit familiar, actually, to some of you. Might be familiar, look a little familiar, almost like the place where we defeated Sif. Maybe, where the part of Artorias' grave was. Oh, you guys. So, this is basically... We've traveled back in time, essentially. And this is where we once... this was what became Darkroot Garden, but as it stands at the moment, it is basically known as the Royal Wood. And you can see these guys here who are... I don't know if they are the exact same guys as the Stone Guardians that we fought earlier on. These guys are pretty rough. They're pretty tough to fight, these dudes. They've got some very cool moves, like that one. I said, these guys are fucking rough as shit. Ow. I was way too close for him for that. I should have known as soon as it stuck in the ground that that was the attack he was doing, but... Anyway. Ow, God. You. They do have other attacks, which I'm sure we'll see at some point. My health bar is stupid long. It is crazy how long my health bar is. Now, what else we got in here? More of these dudes. These dudes themselves aren't much of a threat at all. So we'll do some basic exploration of this area, because it's actually quite a big area. Quite a big area indeed. Come over here. This is Ulysseal proper over here, which we'll be exploring well and truly later on. And in terms of getting to the boss for this area, who's down here, we'll be using this room here as a sort of a shortcut once we've activated the elevator for it. What's this? Guardian Gauntlets. Let's have a look at that. Weird how it's just the gauntlets on their own, really. You don't get a lot of that. Okay. Gauntlets of the Stone Knights, Guardians of the Forest Sanctuary. The Stone Knights are golems animated by magic, and their enchanted gauntlets are impressively heavy. So they do seem to be basically what the Stone Guardians ended up becoming. But yeah, it's cool that this area introduces automatic elevators, which are awesome. Kind of fantastic. You can see an item over there, which is funnily enough in the past where we picked up the Stone Guardian armor set. Nothing behind here? No. I just thought that was kind of cool. Now, what else have we got around here? Aside from a bad frame rate, as the Xbox struggles to... Well, the Xbox 360, I guess, at the time, struggled to render all this shit. Which, you know... Dark Souls. Even the DLC wasn't particularly well optimized. Oh, what? No, I jumped... Oh, wait, am I fighting two of them now? Can I hear a second one coming? That's what it sounds like. I feel like I can hear a second one. I do not want to fight two of these guys at once. There is two of them. Shit. Well, that's not good. I'm going to stop locking onto this dude. Oh my god. Oh my god, this guy's gonna fucking kill me. Yeah, he killed me. Jesus. Alright. So maybe this time, instead of going the way we did last time, which was up there around the shortcut area, we'll go around the other side. Because, I mean, like I said, this area is fucking huge. Dark Souls doesn't do this many of these big open areas, so I kind of always enjoy it on the odd occasion that they do throw one in there. This area, of course, is full of these little flowers, which are there to trick you into thinking that there's items when there isn't. Tricky bastards. It's a nice tactic, really. They make me think of Nier, actually, with the Lunar Tears. Get out of here! Can't remember what the name of these flowers are. I'm sure they have a name, though. Okay, what's down here? I'm trying to remember my way around here. I've actually only done this DLC once, because I guess I got a story to tell. Oh, really? Oh, snap! Oh, I missed these two. Really? Oh, well, they're all dead now. Basically what happened was, I bought Dark Souls, the Prepare to Die edition, used from an EB in Australia before I came to Canada. Nothing fancy about that. So then I moved to Canada, and it turns out the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, it's one of the games that's actually region locked. So I've got it, but I can't play it. So I still really want to try playing Dark Souls for the first time, so what do? I order a copy of the PlayStation 3 version to use. But it doesn't have the DLC, it's just a regular edition. I really suck at fighting these dudes. Oh, that's the secret, just getting close, is it? Oh my god, look how much stamina damage that thing does. So I get the PlayStation 3 version of it, and that's my first time playing through the game. That's reasonable. There's nothing crazy about that. Oh my god. I suck at fighting these dudes. I suck at fighting these guys so fucking bad. Holy Jesus Christ. Holy shit, I suck at fighting these guys. Anyway. So I get the PS3 version of it, and I play through it, and I realized then that it doesn't have the DLC with it. Because I didn't realize the difference between the regular edition and Prepare to Die edition. Because I wasn't a fan of Dark Souls at the time, it was just one of those things I picked up because people were talking about it. Like, when I originally bought Dark Souls, it was out of curiosity. It was a few years old at that point, but it hadn't become, like, the huge thing that it kind of is now. So anyway, I grabbed the PS3 version, and that's what I play through. PS3 version, by the way, plays like... doesn't run well. I mean, the Xbox 360 version doesn't run well either, but the PS3 version I found ran uncompromisingly bad. And I'm going to halt my story for a second. That is Calamite. He's one of the optional bosses for this area, and we'll be having a chat with him later on. Well, not having a chat, we'll be having something to do with him later on. Anyway, so then I get this Xbox One through my old employer because it came in because it didn't work, basically. That's what the place I was working did. It dealt with it was sent in by Costco because they got rid of it because it didn't work. Oh my god, Guardian fighting him down here. You can see there's all this abyss shit spreading everywhere down here. Gross. Oh god, what a... Guys everywhere. I can't jump up there either. Oh shit! Anyway, so, I'm like, Xbox One. Dark Souls 3 comes out, and when it does... Maybe it was just before Dark Souls 3 came out. I think it was when Dark Souls 3 came out. They announced, hey, Dark Souls 1, backwards compatible on the Xbox One. Cool thing about that is it doesn't matter where your game is from, it automatically makes it region-free. Which I'm very thankful to Microsoft for, actually. Microsoft gets a lot of shit, but the way they've been treating backwards compatibility on the Xbox One has been, in my opinion, fucking brilliant. The continued support for it. I don't know how many people take advantage of it, but it's very much appreciated on my end. Because there are so many games that have come out that were actually region locked. Because unlike the PS3, some 360 games, not all, but some are region locked. It's up to the publisher, basically. Ooh, sounds stormy. Oh, Crystal Lizard. Anyway, so I get Dark Souls 1 in there, and it's a Prepare to Die edition, so I assume that the DLC is built in. Well, it turns out that isn't the case. And you have to download it separately. So what I ended up doing was I ended up playing through the game on the... that was a terrible choice, Dan. I ended up playing through the game on again, without the DLC. Thinking there was a bug that prevented me from playing the DLC. No, I had to go into the Xbox One store and to download it individually. So I played through it again. And that was my last playthrough. So that's why I've only played through this once. But that's my long story about what the deal is with me and Dark Souls. Basically, that's my history of Dark Souls and how many times I've played through this game. Alright, I'm starting to get the hang of these guys now, I think. I just need to time my shit better. Which I'm not doing right now, evidently. Doing the opposite of doing that better, I'm doing it worse. Now I've got two of them. Oh god, this is a really bad situation. If I survive this, I'm gonna want a medal or something. Oh God. Definitely roll backwards seems to be helping with these. Ow. Alright. Ugh. And this is such like a tight space. Like I'm worried I'm gonna fall off the roll off an edge. I thought I was too far back to get hit by that. Edges everywhere. Now come back. Come back. No. As soon as you hear that sound. Oh, come on, I rolled out of the way of that. Ah, whatever. Whatevs. Come on, go down. There you go. Got you both. You're both dead. And I can feel better about it. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, there's something down there. Is that another flower, or is that a... It's hard to tell what's items and what's not items. Oh yeah, there's guys down here who we'll see in a second there. Tending the garden, which is cute. Where are they? There they are. Yeah, using little clippers. Trimming the trees. Ain't that sweet. It is an item, hooray! Ugh. Goodbye, guys. And you get a much better view of all the seal here, which is nice. We'll be exploring that, or getting to that next episode, I think. Speaking of which, I think now that I've come around here, I can probably... I think, is this the way you open the shortcut? I don't remember. It's, like I said, I've only done this once, so I'm nowhere near as well established with this as I am with the rest of the game. Okay. And does that allow me to... Oh wait, this is the boss, which we're not going to be... Oh, wait a minute! Oh yes, this takes you down here, and then you come back across down here, and we can talk to this lovely fellow. I remember now. You can get this guy's armor too, and it's fucking awesome.
Let me guess. Snatched by a shadowy limb and dragged off to the past?
That's pretty much the sum of it.
Yes, of course. Exactly what happened to me. We are both strangers in this strange land. But at least now there are two of us.
Well, this is Marvelous Chester. He's, I think that because they were starting pre-production on Bloodborne when this DLC was made. Marvelous Chester's kind of like a hint of what's to come. Some people have tried to connect Bloodborne to Dark Souls through this character. I think it was just like a cheeky nod.
Did you happen across Knight Artorias, the legendary abyss walker from the old tales? Well, if you haven't, it's just as well. He's a colorless sort, if you ask me. So, what did that giant mushroom make you do? Not that I care. It's none of my business. I've little to talk about, really. Oh, you know me. What do I know?
He's an interesting character. He sells some pretty standard stuff, really. Nothing particularly interesting for sale, just items if you need them. Anyway, now that we've come around this way, and yes, I do know there's an item there, we'll be going down there later on. This will take us up, yeah, to, that area I showed off earlier on as the shortcut spot. And this is where I died to that giant. So now we have access to that shortcut. Hooray! Now I'm going to run back to that bonfire, and we're going to call it an episode. Now we have that shortcut, we can get ready to take on that next boss, Artorias. There was a whole heap of that royal wood that I didn't explore. And, you know, if you guys wanted... If you're intending on playing the game while watching my playthrough, that's you can explore that to your heart's content. There's just basically more Guardian armor and stuff like that around there. Nothing, for my particular playthrough, that's overly important or interesting. But if you're a completionist, well, complete it. Feel good. Good episode. Died a few times. Don't have to worry about those Guardians anymore. They kick my ass too hard. So thank you for joining me, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you'll join me next time as we get into what many consider to be the best fight in the game. Do I consider it to be the best fight in the game? It's pretty damn close in my opinion. So I hope you'll join me for that. I hope you're having a fantastic day and a fantastic week, and I look forward to catching you next time. Peace out, and as always, have a good one.